Bricks for the Karl Marx line. The greatest threat to socialism in the world today is our western neighbor France. While some may claim that the ramblings of HOI4 and his cabal are another form of socialism, just as founding as our own, we know the truth, futurism of Hume, and the French is the anti-socialism whose nationalistic and totalitarian nature will see it wage a total war either until the entire world kneels before it or is defeated and destroyed by the magnitude of its ambitions. We know that the French seek Alsace-Lorraine just as they did in the Great War, with just as surely as we know. No, Lothringen. Okay. Alsace-Lothringen. Okay. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. Is rightfully ours. The fortification of the Karl Marx line, with our increased support, will stop the inevitable French invasion of Germany in its tracks and speed the obsessed nationalists to our west. We'll see firsthand what happens when one of their beloved race car hits a wall as solid as our commitment to socialism. Okay, well, at least we're in defenses now, so if they do start attacking us at random, we will be ready. Oh, which is I meant to put these guys in a. Wait a minute. What does this guy give us? Man, this frickin' hamburger R-Type really screws us over, doesn't it? Do I want artillery attack plus 15, or do I want... We'll do him. He seems to be really experienced. I don't like the aesthetic of Thalman, but I don't know how well he'd do as an actual... general. Great Red Bull. What? Never seen this happen before. What is this? The Great Alteric Revolution. I've never seen this before. That's interesting. Okay. Finding the party, our situation in the Rata Congress has much to be desired. Our majority is precarious at best, and it would only take a minor schism of defection from the ranks of the SPD to bring our governments crushing down. There is, however, a solution. When we split from the SPD, there were those who agreed to remain with us politically to varying degrees, but remained in our mother organization. These pragmatists, led by Wilhelm Dietmann, were the main driving force behind Levi's rightward shift over the forces chancellorship. However, with Levi's ousted by the SPD, they have become marginalized and slight the Melon Party, which shall take the opportunity the alienation has created to move the pragmatists over to the SPD. Okay, so we are still going for that Dengism type of socialism. What else is going on in the world? Afghanistan, they're doing well. Okay, is Persia doing good? I don't think they are. I think they're gonna lose that war. That sucks, whatever. I don't really care because it's Persia and it's not like we really need the Persians right now. I'm not going to go after France first. I'm going to probably go after Austria because I don't think I have the power to get France at the moment. Oh, Vesting Socialismus. As socialists, we loathe war. Unfortunately, war does not loathe us. We must be prepared to knock for the great capitalist powers of the world to knock upon our door and try to blow our house down. We will fortify our cities to serve as barricades against the floods of men come over the hills to kill and rape and plunder. We must take every inch of land cost 1,000 men to take, and the calculus will work out in our favor. Okay, mathematician man. Oh yeah, what was... Oh, what the heck? I've never seen this before either. I did not know they added in a Brazil collapse. Hold on, I want to look at this. That's interesting. I did not know they added this. Well, that's funny. Well, rip Brazil. Vanguard Peace does not have a description. That's interesting. Alrighty, only 3 more focuses to do, then I can finally get to the economic focuses, and then I can finally get to the expansionist focuses so that we can actually have some fun here. Well, I guess we can start getting this upgrade to our weaponry and artillery. Alright, so I want these tanks to be. I wish these tanks would go at a faster rate. Okay, so the good news is nothing came of this Transylvania-Hungary thing. That's great. Wooing Christian socialists. Modern this republic may be, the fact remains that the bulk of our population has a culturally Christian background, and our manifold socialism include Christian ones. Did not many German Catholics, nominally adherents to the now banned and difficult Zentrum, join the revolution against the imperial regime? A full-fledged state atheist policy runs the risk, evident today in places such as Bavaria, of engendering resistance and ignoring the integration of millions into our society. We can ill afford such attention. The time has come to break bread with the CSABP. Okay. Yeah, this whole entire faction would have been probably deemed counter-revolutionary in Stalin's USSR. Because we seem to be socialist in name only at this point. The Slav Revolution. Oh, okay, well, Hungary's doing something now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Hungary. Zionist revolt. Under the Tetris. Israel. Oh, they're accelerationist. Ah. Good. Relax, I don't know how to pronounce that. The burning revolutionary fervor in Germany saved us from being crushed between the boosts of the Ludendorff dictatorship or the Tsarist autocracy, but it certainly overcorrected against the regime's reactionary ways. The SPD establishment, and especially its full-throated communist allies, have done so much to drive church services underground and replace religious institutions around marriage with secular equivalents while defeating certain conservative traditions is admirable. The building suppression of practice of belief in the contrary to the values of the socialist republic, we tend to build that has established parity between the state and church institutions in these respects and allow Shared values in government be expressed in a faithful manner. That's interesting. I don't know much about Karl Popper's views on religion. The public square. All things considered, the security officer on duty assigned that assumed that a horde of fervent Catholics marching on Berlin would occur under different circumstances, say civil war, demonstrating for even further retreat from the state laicity. For a recognition of certain old church privileges, he supposed that the mob, not being visibly armed, was a sign that order still prevailed in Germany. For how long, though? He had enough stories from the Revolution not to entirely dismiss the Catholics, and they had their own socialist party, but he had a sensation that not all the men and women at the protest were just CSABPD stalwarts. Public members of the party could still be closeted Greens, even this far from the countryside. His nearby compatriot, a veteran of the Revolution, picked up on a limp and a bad attitude for his troubles, thought if Rhodes were still around, he'd probably be cracking skulls by now. Yes, he replied before matching the glare of a passing house troll, but I suppose that is irrelevant. Despite their fears or hopes, the marchers eventually returned home without gunfire or swinging truncheons, leaving municipal employees to clean up the small mess left behind. The officer returned to his own quarters, mulling about how the day's events were probably no unpleasant in the last KPD protest he'd seen, and it didn't make him want to drink any more than the usual workday. Price of an open society. The Round Table with Adenauer. Two roads once diverged came together in 1918. Konrad Adenauer had been the mayor of Cologne since before the Revolution, and he'd been an odd partner to the SPD in its revolt. A devout bourgeoisie Catholic and a member of Zentrum, a shared opposition to authoritarian Prussianism, joined our hands once, and that we can sit down with this luminary of Christian and often conservative CSBAP with resolve. With resolve, one of the great questions of the German Revolution. We will defend our own values vociferously, of course, but today will be a red letter day for solidifying our open socialist society. Konrad Adenauer, if you don't know, was the first chancellor of the Federal Republic of Germany, or West Germany, after World War II, which essentially made up from here this way. And he was aligned with the Western powers, which would be the UK, America, France. A rendezvous on the Rhine. As the flashballs popped over the handshakes and smiles, presumably the chairman of the CSBA, APPD, and the Premier of Germany were thinking the same thing. This would be easier with Vitus here instead, comrade. Yes, Chairman Adenauer probably would have found this public agreement harder to stomach than Heller would, and yes, Premier Popper would have found much more common ground with a starry-eyed southerner than the Flemish curmudgeon. But perhaps being perpetual outsiders from the Prussian political consensus meant something, and perhaps coming together despite the differences meant even more for the cameras or on the old country. The tente between the church and state had benefits for both of them. It kept the fervent Catholics on the side of respectful politics, and it kept less of them from running into the woods with guns or bombs. All those benefits were obvious, and what have the prelate said about the virtues of societal openness? It gave the meeting one of necessity, not of sincere friendship. Though by the end of the night, here in Cologne, something like a personal understanding was reached by the two men. After the scheduled speeches ended, perhaps it was an offhand joke about the future of German politics that changed the mood, something about a two-party system divided between Social Democrats and a union of Christian Social Democrats. With a laugh, this arming enough to swallow Adenauer to another joke. So whatever it was that transpired, the pleasant mood remaining through the ship. Back to Berlin, worlds apart, brought together. Okay, that's nice. Okay, everyone's happy, yippee. Hold on. Okay, I think I'm actually gonna call it here for the night, and next time I pick up on this, I can finally do some expansive focuses, try to get Austria, and I'm gonna call it spreading. It's like spreading democracy, but it's going to be spreading tolerance. We're going to be spreading tolerance to the Austrians, and spread tolerance to the French, the Netherlands, maybe. All this entire section of Europe will just be one tolerant society, exactly how the memers, the paradox, want it to be. So, I hope everyone has a very good night. Please like and subscribe to the videos, and I shall see you next time. Goodbye.